Hi everyone, welcome back to the CISSP Domain 1 series. Today we're going to talk about something very important for CISSP as well as your real life operations if you're working in the security field. And this is how to evaluate third-party organizations if you are going to outsource any of your services to that particular company, right? So you can outsource services like vulnerability management, incident response, SOC monitoring, maybe even data backup services. But before you actually do it, you have to assess that organization properly. And in this video, we're going to look at 4 ways on how to do it based on the CISSP guides. So number 1 is on-site assessment, and it's exactly how it sounds like. You actually go to the vendor's location to see how things are being handled in a day-to-day scenario. Now this matters because the documents and promises are one thing, but the real world behavior can give you more understanding of that environment. Plus, you can actually have a talk with people when you visit. Say, for instance, you can communicate with the frontline staff, the security managers. You can ask questions like what are the access control methods they have. You can ask them how they handle a particular security incident, or you can even just get an idea on the environment just by looking at it. So say for instance, you go there and you see whether the workstations are locked or unlocked if they're unattended. So that can give you an idea on the overall security that they're practicing. The second way to evaluate a third party is through something called document exchange and review. A lot of you might think that this is a boring point, but no, this is not just about collecting a bunch of PDFs and putting them in a folder. This is about looking how the vendor handles and shares important information. And here you're asking questions like, do they actually perform regular security assessments? Do they have reports, or do they have evidence for those assessments? And when you receive those, you can check whether the documents are well structured, professionally handled, and whether they are just created last minute and sent them to you, right? Another important thing that you have to review is how securely they exchange this information. When they're sending those documents from their organization to your organization, you have to see whether they were sent in a secure manner. And that can also give you an understanding of how security is practiced in that organization. So the third way to evaluate a third party is by doing a process or policy review. And this is where you ask the vendor to share their internal policies and procedures. And these are documents like information security policy, access control policies, disaster recovery plans, incident response plans, and business continuity plans as well. And you can ask questions like, were the policies detailed and clear, whether they match any industry best practices, standards, or frameworks, and do they also reflect what the vendor told you in person during the document exchange, right? And finally, the last one is the third-party audit, and this is where an independent auditor will come to check and assess the vendor. And this auditor is not from your team, like not from the customer organization, not from the vendor's team. This person will be a neutral person, right? And they will probably give you a report with the findings that will say that this particular vendor is secure and it's okay for you to go ahead with the outsourcing, right? So you can think of it like getting a second opinion from a trusted expert. Okay, so these are the main 4 things you have to check when getting services from a third party. So which we also call as outsourcing your services. You don't have to do all 4 every time, but the more you check, the better your security decisions will be. Okay, so this is all for this video. If you all have any questions, drop them down in the comment section and I'll answer. Thank you.